Good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around this globe. It certainly is a fantastic morning and a beautiful morning to get what you intend to do done. I can't express that enough, y'all. Instead of just saying, one day I'm going to get to it, how about today? There's no day like the present, okay? There's no perfect time like the present. And today is such a beautiful, relaxing day, for me. And I hope it's the same for you. It's a beautiful day, a peaceful day, and I always tell you about this, y'all. You make your day, okay? Just don't wait for whatever happens. You create your day because it's all about how you see things. I want you to see that. I want you to really understand that. Okay? It's how you view your day. So it's very important in the morning when you get up to frame your day, to get in that mirror and speak to yourself. And, say, self, get in line. Just start, just speaking affirmations to yourself. Affirmation, positive affirmations, whatever that may be. Take some time out and do these things for yourself, because I'm gonna tell you one thing, you really deserve it. And this is a part of self-care. Self-care is more than the manicures and the pedicures and the massages and getting the hair done. And it's also about taking care of your mind, taking care of the way you see things, educating yourself, opening up, expanding your mindset to see things in a different light, because this makes so much difference in your life, y'all. Outside is one thing, but the outside is not as effective as the inside. First, you have to take care of the inside. So begin to take care of the way you see yourself. Begin to take care of your thought patterns. And I promise you, you'll have a better day. You'll have a better life. I'm going to tell you, you are worth it. You deserve to be the best version of yourself. Okay? The best version of yourself. And I'm gonna introduce myself, right there on that line, by being the best version of yourself. Because let me tell you, it's very important. It's very important. I speak to a lot of women because that's mainly my audience, women. And they're not seeing their value. They're not seeing their worth. They're not seeing any of these things. And as a result, they're thinking that they're insignificant. So they're not maximizing their potential. And they're not even thinking of themselves as, being very vital in their surroundings, in their home, wherever they may be, on the job, in school, or, in their business. They're not seeing themselves that way. And I'm not saying every woman, but a lot of them, a lot of women think this way. And why is that usually? And I'm pretty sure that, we've all been guilty of those things. We always place people ahead of us. We want to make sure that, our spouses are taken care of, our children are taken care of, if with our parents or grandparents or, friends, or if it's a committee at the school, we want to make sure, and we're on that board or whatever, we want to make sure that everything is up to par. If you're on your job, you're working at a job, a 9 to 5, you're going to make sure that, your department is and your duties are top notch. You're trying to make sure of that everything is done where it could flow. But what about yourself? Even if you're that entrepreneur, you're looking out for your clients, you're looking out for, the people you work with, your vendors, your suppliers, or whoever it may be, your staff. But how about you? How about you? This is the perfect time to position yourself and position yourself to win. And, I always talk about it on this broadcast. This is your season for winning. This is not your season to sit back and say, or be thinking that you're mediocre, or thinking that, there's nothing so important about me. But this is the time to come out. And yesterday we were talking on the program. Come out wherever you are. Whatever you have been hiding behind, whatever you have been using as excuses to, delay that forward progression in your life, where you're failing to come up to the plate to maximize your potential. Instead, you're just sitting on the sidelines, just whatever may be will be, But no, that's not a winning mindset. A winning mindset says, I will win. I'm going to take what I have in my hands and I'm going to create something that will bring value to other people's lives, that will change, not only the trajectory of their lives, but also mine as well. Mine as well. And so that's what you have to think about. When you're doing those positive affirmations in the morning, begin with I am. I am a winner. I am successful. I am at the top of my business, in my field. Okay? I make sure, or I am an excellent source or resource. So always start with I am. And look yourself, when you standing there, look yourself in the eyes, in that mirror, and mean it. Because this is something that's very vital. Okay, you're not just living, you existing, you're living. And live your best life. Put your best feet forward. It's time out. And maybe, you know this. And maybe you just need to hear this from somebody else. I know what it's like to be in situations or in a job where, just working for a paycheck, or being in a place where I know that there's more for me, but I just don't know where it is. Because I'm too busy over here trying to make sure that everything's working in my department. And I'm too tired to take time for myself to see and explore what I have that could change my life for the better. Is that you? If that's you, just say ouch. Okay? Just say ouch. This is real talk here, y'all. This is real talk. I know what it's like. But I'm going to tell you, you don't have to be that way anymore. You could change. And today is the perfect day to shift your mindset and begin to see possibilities for yourself. Begin to see what's possible for you instead of focusing on what's impossible. Begin to see the possibilities, the expansion in your mind that will cause you to see things in a different perspective. And I don't know if I even introduced myself, but let me introduce myself, okay? I just went on, talking about this because I'm going to tell you, that's my passion. My passion is to see women win and to see women utilize their gifts, talents, and abilities to be able to present it on the world stage and not live that mediocre life, but live your life to the fullest. Have that wealthy mindset. Wealth is more than about money. Wealth is, an expansion. It's where you see growth in every area of your life. And as you think, that's what you are. As a man thinking in his heart, so is he. Okay? And that's for women too. As you think in your heart, so are you. So how are you seeing yourself today? But I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, and I teach women how to maximize their potential and stop leaving money on the table. Because too many times, you're not gathering up everything that's possible for you because you stop short of meeting that ultimate goal or reaching that ultimate goal. Put it that way. That's whether you are writing a book or have written a book and you're just satisfied with selling those few copies of that book, and the rest of the books, they're sitting in boxes in the corner in your garage or the trunk of your vehicle, collecting dust and deteriorating. Your message is more than that. And worst of all, it could be sitting on Amazon's or Barnes and Noble's or Google's Play's platform with no action. With no action. Or maybe you're that entrepreneur. Are you that entrepreneur who just opened up your business, whether it's a brick and mortar or you have a virtual business and you haven't written your book? I always tell people, your book is your gateway. So you can't be satisfied just doing one thing. You have to seek. You really have to seek and find out, what else do I have? What else do I have to work with? What else could advance me to reach my ultimate goal? Maybe you don't even know because you haven't written your vision down. You haven't made it plain. You haven't written your vision. You haven't written your goals. You haven't written your plans. You haven't written your strategies. You haven't done any of those things. And without that vision, you cannot see where you're going. So no wonder you're continuously leaving money on the table and you're not maximizing your potential. And today we're going to talk about occupying your space. Why authority is important. And I want to take this from what I talked about yesterday. I wanted to take this point right here, what I talked about yesterday, because yesterday we were talking about preparing to reach your goals and how goal setting improves performance. How goal setting improves performance. And one of the statements was occupying your space. And I just wanted to explain that more when I talked about occupying your space. Before that, this week, so if you missed the previous broadcast, go back and listen to those broadcasts, because I talked about will distractions hindering, or what distractions are hindering your productivity. And in that one, I talked about distractions, okay? I talked about them in detail because I'm going to tell you, distractions have a voice. But all things can work together for your good if you know how to use it, how to position yourself, how to position that distraction to turn around that situation, that circumstance. So that's something worth listening to. But today, I want to talk about occupying your space. I want to tell you that there's no need to please others, but just be unapologetically you. Be unapologetically you. You don't have to, worry about somebody else. You don't have to compare yourself to somebody else because you're on your own time clock, running your own race. And when you occupy your space, there's an authority that comes from that. There's this energy where the atmosphere, when you walk into a room, When you're occupying your space, okay? And we're not talking about mass, okay? We're talking about what other people feel, your presence, okay? Your greatness. That's why you have to see yourself. You have to see yourself as great. You have to see yourself as, walking in your expertise. That's why it's important to get in that mirror in the morning and frame your day and set your day and get yourself in line, in order for your presentation, wherever that may take you. It could take you on a job. It could take you to school. It could take you to your own business. It could take you to a desk where you're writing your book. But you have to occupy that space. Don't say, one day I'm going to be an author. No, you're an author that day. You are already an author. Don't wait to get there. Don't wait to be that business owner. You got ideas. All you have to do is write them down and go for it. But you're already that person. You already are that person. So occupy your space, because there's an authority that comes with that. And be, like I say, grab onto your uniqueness. And don't try to blend in with somebody else or what other people are doing or, saying or whatever. It has to be you. And you don't have to apologize to anybody about it. Just be unapologetically you. And that's going to move me into the first talking point, what I want to present to you today. And why is this so important? Why authority is important? Why occupying your space is so important? Well, the first thing is it uproots your thinking. It uproots your thinking. Okay? Thinking the small mindedness. Okay? Thinking small. If you want to maximize your potential, you have to think greatness. Okay? You have to see things big. You can't see things small on a small stage. That's why I keep telling you, on the world stage. I'm trying to help you to see that you have something for the world stage. You have something to impact generations, generation after generation. It's not just for the here and now, but it's going to live forever, from generation to generation. But you have to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. Even if you are not here, for those generations, your work, your gifts, your talents, whatever it is, whether it's that book, whether it's that product, whether it's that service, whether it's that business, it will live on. It will live on. So when you embrace who you are and you're occupying your space, it uproots your thinking, that negative thinking, that small-mindedness. Because you have to allow it to expand your mindset. Expand your mindset. You have to receive it. You have to expect it each and every day. It's not about a feeling, y'all. It's not about a feeling. It's about being. It's about walking in it. It's about receiving it, accepting it. It's about that. But you have to uproot that thinking pattern, that that you are insignificant, that what you have is small, that nobody wants your products, nobody wants your service. There's so many books written on this subject. There's so many products that serve in this purpose. Well, just go around in the store, whatever store, whether it's a grocery store, a furniture store, a clothing store, and you'll see different manufacturers or different companies that have produced the same or similar products. That how many shampoos do they have, y'all? Names of shampoos do they have? How many names of different bars of soap do they have? Cosmetics, clothes, jewelry. Okay? Think about that. When you occupy your space, when you accept who you are, when you are being who you are, instead of waiting for one day, you'll arrive at that. Instead of in the present, you are now. It uproots that way of thinking. It uproots that. Let's go to the next talking point. It breaks down things or statements to understand. And what I mean about that is where you will see from the truth's perspective. Because there's certain things that we assume are the truth. You know that you know that you know. And you have to break it down. You know, with all that getting, y'all, get an understanding. Understanding, you know, you have wisdom. Wisdom is a principal thing. But with all that getting, get an understanding. Because a lot of times people don't understand. Okay? That's why, you know, I make sure that I explain things or bring things to people's attention or to my audience's attention. I don't assume that they know this. Like I know something. And that's something that all of us should, you know, consider. I don't consider that I know everything. I have to break things down so I understand it clearly. You know? And there's nothing wrong with that. Because a lot of times, and you might could, you know, testify to this also. A lot of times we have heard things and we have heard things over the years. And because we heard it so much, and because everybody said it, we assumed that it was true. And come to find out, it's not true at all. There's no truth in it. You know, my husband has this friend, and I have to shake my head. And I know that he doesn't understand things. And sometimes he would say things, and I would just say, do you really hear what you're saying? Are you really listening to what you're saying? Because if you listen to what you're saying, it doesn't make any sense. But I know that he doesn't understand that because he keeps repeating it over and over again. There's no basis for it. It's not the truth. If you dissect something, you'll find out for yourself it's not the truth. Just because you heard it 1,000 times doesn't mean it's the truth. Just because, you know, it's said over and over does not mean it's the truth. But when you sit back and you dissect it, you know, and break it down, you'll find out whether it's the truth or not. So this is something when you occupy your space. All of those things that people have said about you. Oh, those negative things or the things that people wish that you became, or maybe you're trying to, you know, fulfill somebody else's dream, somebody else's purpose for your life. Those things are not the truth. So you occupy your space. You occupy who you are. And be unapologetic about it, okay? Be unapologetic. Because when you live your truth, It has a great weight. It carries a great weight. And you're able to connect with people who are looking for your uniqueness. It's very, very important. Very important. When you're occupying your space, it destroys lies and fables, old wives' tales. Okay? I don't know why they call them old wives' tales, y'all, but those lies, those fables, those things that, keep people in bondage. Those things keep people in bondage because, again, it's not built on the truth. It's not based on the truth. It's just something that people said. And why they said it, I don't know why. They just said it. That's why you have to, and I think I talked about on one of these broadcasts this week about, protecting what you hear, protecting what you see. Okay, protecting yourself from certain things, from negativity. I already told you that you're not a garbage disposal, that you're not made or built to carry burdens. So why carry somebody else's burden if you can't even carry your own? Okay, dismiss those things, get rid of them, move away. Shut down the conversation, whatever it is. Okay, know who you are and walk in your truth. Occupy your space. When you occupy your space, you're not going to accept those things. When you truly know who you are, you're not going to accept anything else except who you are. And I know for some of you, it may be, you have to come to that place where it just doesn't matter. But whether or not you have to come to that place or you're already at that place, it just doesn't matter. What other people say about you, it doesn't matter. Just don't answer to it. Live your truth. Walk in your truth. Occupy your space, And when it also, these lies and these fables, what do they come to do also? They come to bring fear. They come to build fear inside of you. If you're wondering about, why you're fearing some things, why you're afraid to do this, or you're afraid to reach out, or, you get overwhelmed, you start doing something and you get overwhelmed and you back away. And, you can't do this and you can't do that. Just think of the source. Think where it came from. Live your truth. Walk in your truth. Because when you walk in your truth, when you walk in who you are and your purpose, it's going to destroy these lies and fables. And that's a whole broadcast, that maybe I'll touch on one time, another day, okay? But that's a whole broadcast by itself. How these things come to cause, like I say, bondage, bring these fears. But all I got to say about fear is, you use fear to an advantage. Okay? I told you all things work together for the good. When you walking toward your purpose, when you're walking in your purpose. Okay? That's the importance of your vision, writing your vision and having it always before your eyes. So you'll have, that visual before you at all times. So when fear comes, you use fear as that stepping stone or that launching pad to get you to where you need to be. And it won't stop you. It won't delay you. Okay? Those obstacles, those challenges, whatever you call them, situations, circumstances, whatever you may call these things. I want you to know this, that you could use those things. And those could be tools that you use in your journey, whether it's a writing journey or entrepreneurial journey or whatever journey you're on in life. Occupy your space because you can do it. You can do it. Nothing's impossible to you, but you have to believe that. Number one, you have to believe in you, and you have to believe that you are a winner. And you have to believe that you are doing the best in your abilities to occupy your space. And when you occupy your space, let me tell you one thing, you're unstoppable. You're unstoppable. It doesn't matter who get mad. It doesn't matter, what they say or what they do. You just do you. Take care of you. Take care of your journey. And it's not saying to be, mean to people or, being rude to people. It's nothing like that. But keep your focus. Keep your focus on your journey. Keep your focus on your path. Don't be distracted. Okay? Don't be discouraged. That's another reason you're getting that mirror early in the morning and you talk to yourself, to prevent those things that come to encroach upon your day. Sometimes things come to invade your day. Y'all know that. It could come through a phone call. It could come through an email. It could come through a knock on the door, a letter. It could come through many forms. But don't get distracted. Occupy your space. Frame your day so you don't get blindsided. This is a way to build up your strength in the morning, build up your momentum. Okay? When you're occupying your space, you're walking in that momentum. You're walking in that power. You're walking in that force. You see, sometimes it's a thrust. Okay? Sometimes it's a thrust. You have to just thrust forward. And a thrust is a force that pushes those obstacles out of the way or disintegrate them. Okay? So think about that. Think about, when you get up and frame your day. Think about those things. When you're writing down those positive affirmations. And I want you to just don't let them be empty words. You have to believe them. You have to believe them. You have to believe that what you say will come to pass, because it will. It will. Our words are spirit, our words are life, and it will come to pass. But you have to believe, okay, that what you say will come to pass. Now, let me interject here. How many times you have said things, negative things, or you have thought negative things, and you have expected negative things? And just like you said it, you thought it, and you expected it, it showed up in your life. You can relate to that, can't you? So why can't you think of good things, say good things, and expect good things to happen to you in your life, in your business, in your career, whatever that might be, as you occupy in your space? It showed up on the negative side. So what makes you think it won't show up on the positive side? You see, you're more powerful than you think. You're more powerful than you think. So you have to uproot that small-mindedness. And you do that best when you occupy your space, when you know who you are, when you understand your purpose, when you have that vision before you, and you're determined to reach your goal. You receive it and you expect it, and it won't disappoint you. It will show up. It will show up. Occupying your space also has to do with overthrowing stinking thinking. Okay? Because I'm gonna tell you, stinking thinking will try to show back up. Okay? But always remember this. Replace it with something of value. When you discipline yourself to be attentive to your thoughts, and when those thoughts come that don't line up with your goals, with your plans on reaching those goals, and your strategies, those buts, those what ifs, change it. Replace it with I can, I will. Do that. You know, it's nothing that you set it and forget it. When I tell you about writing these things down and putting them into place, it's not a set it and forget it thing. It's something that you have to do on a daily basis. It's something that you have to get used to doing. It's called discipline. It's called reaching your goals. It's called maximizing your potential. And stop falling short. How many are sick and tired of just falling short all the time? Just when the tide was getting ready to turn, you gave up. And you only had a few more steps in order to achieve that goal. But your mind said that it was so far away. It was way out there in the future. It was impossible for you to reach. And you gave up. Because you didn't thrust forth and destroy that obstacle because of stinking thinking. So you have to be aware of that, you know? Always aim toward your purpose. Always aim toward your purpose. You know, I have my vision. I have it written down. I look at it every day. I repeat it every day. I have it on my computer, you know, on a computer screen. I also made a YouTube video that's private to me where I see it every day. I'm aiming toward my goals. I'm aiming toward my ultimate goal, my purpose in life. I'm living my purpose. But there's other things for me. You know, there's always other steps. There's higher heights and deeper depths. So just because you may have reached this goal of your purpose doesn't mean that there's more for you. But I'm going to tell you, you have to start somewhere. And you just can't sit back and wait and say, oh, I'm just waiting for my ship to come in. Because I'm going to tell you, your ship ain't coming in. You have to activate it. You have to be active in this game. You have to be active. You can't sit on the sidelines. You have to get in the game. If you say this is your winning season, this is your winning season. And get in the game. You just can't think about it. You have to be about it. Occupy your space. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what people do. This is your space. Live your space. Walk in your space. Talk your space. Think your space. Act in your space. Nobody could come into your space. This is your space. Everybody has their own space. But overthrow that stinking thinking that it cannot be accomplished because you are the one to bring it forth. Then we're going to talk about practice building yourself up. We done tore down some barriers, then gave you some things that you could do. Now we're going to talk about building yourself up each and every day. Practice building yourself up. Just like over the years, you have tore yourself down by bringing in refuge from the outside, negative talk, negative conversations, negative things that people have said to you or done to you, and you just have taken it all in. It's time to let go of the garbage, okay? Let go of the garbage and don't let any more in, okay? Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down with your ears, shut it down with your eyes, and shut it down with your mouth. Stop speaking negative about yourself. That's more damage. It's not all the time what other people say. It's what you keep saying about yourself. It's what you keep thinking about yourself. It's what you keep doing against yourself. Okay? Think about that. Think about that. That's self-care. Now let's get the mindset right. Self-care. Self-care begins in the mind. It's all right for the outside, y'all. But until the mind's right, you can fix the outside up all you want. And it's not going to change a thing. But when you get the mind right, the outside will take care of itself. You always heard this phrase, people are happy. They put on that smile, but inside, they're sad. They're talking about faking it till they make it. No, just be real. Be real. Walk in your truth. Live your truth. Speak your truth. Believe your truth. Think your truth. Build yourself up each and every day. Like I said, it's not a set it and forget it. It's something that you have to work at each and every day. Some of you have been going around the same old mountain for too long. Far too long, y'all. How many of you are tired of that mountain and want to get off? Get off of that merry-go-round. It's time to get off that merry-go-round, going around that mountain. How many times have you seen the backside of that mountain? You have to come to the end of yourself where you accept and receive the greatness that's on the inside of you. You have to come to a place in your life where you will make a decision for no turning back. No turning back to being mediocre. No turning back to, not reaching your goals. You'll say something got to give. But make that decision that allows for no turning back because your best is ahead for you. This is not the season for leftovers and, for second hands or anything of that nature. The best is yet to come for you. And you have to get a glimpse of it. You have to see it. You have to see the end from the beginning. And that will give you hope to not give up. To continue down this journey called life. Whether you're that author, you're that entrepreneur, or whoever you are in life. Be the best you that you could be. It's time to, plant new ideas. New, fresh ideas. That's what happens when you expand your mindset, okay? There's always new, fresh ideas that come to you on a daily basis. So be prepared to write these things down, speak it into your phone, write it in your phone. If you don't have anything to write with like pen and paper or whatever, notebook, new ideas. And this is something also a good thing to do. And I do this every day, y'all. I do this every day. I'm not just telling you these things and I don't do it. I do it every day. So I know it works. It has brought me thus far. And let me tell you, I'm enjoying my journey. I'm enjoying my space. And let me tell you, I'm occupying my space. Attacks come, and when you occupy your space, when you frame your day, attacks come. And, attacks aren't always, like you would say, the bad stuff. Like somebody coming with negativity, coming to attack you with anger or anything of that nature. But attacks come. And I'm going to show you the different type of attack. People trying to attach themselves. Okay? And it has nothing to do with my vision. Okay? That's an attack. Because these things could move me off of my journey, move me off of my pathway. So that's why you have to, you see what I mean? Understand who you are and know who you are and know your vision. Because if you know it, you're already seen it. You're already seen into the future, which is really your present. And you understand this is not lining up. So this I won't accept. I won't receive this. So you see, those are different things that could move you up. It could be a good thing, but it's not a purposeful thing. It's not a purposeful thing for your life. Purposeful. Let me put it that way. Purposeful thing for your life. So you got to, remain with your purpose. What is the purpose for your life? Occupy your space. Occupy your space. But take a moment every day to reflect. Ground yourself, to reflect, to, get that visual of your vision with those fresh ideas and see what you could do to keep your vision alive, to activate it. What can you do? Think about that. That's a part of self-care, because you and your vision are one. You can't separate them. Your purpose. That's why you have to know your purpose and not try to fit into the mold of what somebody think your purpose should be, or you trying to fulfill somebody else's purpose and you're going to work it. No, you got to work your own purpose. Activate it. But occupy your space, because your authority, put it this way, will come forth. You don't have to say, well, I'm this, I'm that. No, people will already know it. They'll already know it. You'll show up powerfully wherever you are, whether it's doing live streams or whether, you're in public. You'll show up powerfully. And you'll be able to connect with your audience, with your clients, with your customers, whoever, whatever you may call it. They'll be looking for you. You become the authority in their lives for whatever book, product, or service that you're presenting. You become that authority. You become that authority. But occupy your space. And I hope that, you have gained some powerful nuggets from this broadcast, because this was something that was, spun off of yesterday's broadcast when I was talking about no need to please others. And it came to me, occupy your space. And my co-host said, oh, I like that. I'm going to write that down. I said, well, I think I'm going to talk about that on tomorrow's show, which is today, And I thought this was a great topic to take you through, to show you, how to occupy your space and how to take care of your journey and how to be productive in reaching your goals by uprooting your thinking, okay? That thinking that you're thinking of yourself small or small-mindedness and not seeing yourself as valuable because, you're always putting somebody else ahead of you and making sure that their needs are taken care of. But it's time for you to come forward and take care of what you have to do because you have a purpose. There's a plan for your life. And you have to present these things in this season for such a time as this. Put it this way, for such a time as this, and how to break down things and statements to really understand what they are saying, what they mean. And if something is not, relating to you or something is not connected with you, get rid of those things. And, because a lot of those things are not true at all. They're false. Okay. Many of them are false. So just don't be somebody just repeating things because like I say, my husband's friend, he just repeats things. Somebody else says, he just repeat. Oh, I'll look it up. He'll say, I'll go to Google, I'll search it out. But still, it's a lie. It has no basis. It's false. And, as a result of this, his life is, negative. everything this spiral down. So maybe, somebody could reach him and, talk to him and, but let me tell you, that doesn't even work. A person has to come to the end of themselves before they make a change. So when he gets sick and tired of going around the same old mountain, he'll wake up and he'll learn how to do these things himself. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But occupying your space, it helps you to destroy those lies, those fables, those old wives' tales. It overthrows that stinking thinking. And I'm gonna tell you, each and every day, okay, practice building yourself up. Get in that mirror, frame your day. Takes a moment out each and every day to reflect, to ground yourself, to put your vision before your eyes and, just meditate on it and, think about what's going to happen, getting those fresh ideas to inject into, those plans, those strategies and different things. And it'll make a whole lot of difference, y'all. It'll make a whole lot of difference. But that's all I got to share with you today. And I hope that, you're going to have a fantastic weekend, whatever you have decided to do this weekend. But take a moment out to have that self-care, to really get and ground yourself and occupy your space. Discover the treasures, the jewels, the gems that you have inside of you that could really impact your life, and not only your life, but your family and also your audience, and not only for your audience, but for their family and friends and for generations to come. So thank you for joining me today, taking time out of your busy schedule to be with me here today on Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday morning. And for now, remember this. This is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.